My husband's brother confronted him about how he treats me. Can you believe it? I'm 23 years old and married to my 25 years old husband for 4 years now. Our intimate life has dwindled down to once every week or two. We started off our marriage with almost every day, and I would love to continue that, but he's shown less and less interest. I hate it. It makes the experience so much less satisfying, and I am struggling with body image. After a year of only being intimate a few times a month, I couldn't take it, so I sat him down. He said he didn't want to say it because I get offended, but he tells me that I act like my mother, and it turns him off. My mother and I don't have the best relationship, and I've only recently begun healing from the trauma of childhood, so this was like a punch to the gut. This isn't the first time he's mentioned that I act like my mother too. I stopped relying on my husband to do chores. He told me he started hating me because of it 6 months ago, so we agreed that I will stop telling him what to do as long as he follows up with his promises. Every single day, I would find the kitchen not being touched. 2 months later, our kitchen was always a mess. So, I stopped relying on him and started taking care of everything on my own. It's been 2 months of that mindset, and I find it harder to respect him now. One night, he brought up the idea of a movie night date, but he didn't even bother to close the lids on the pans on the stove. He just turned off the lights in the kitchen. He gets upset at me that I don't treat him like a man, but he never shows me he's reliable. I'm always hurt by his actions. I recorded him going off on me about how he hates me and that he wants to push me off the bed most nights. If I start crying around him, he gets annoyed and will say things like, "Why are you crying again?" He blamed his lack of a proper father figure for his incompetence. After posting for advice, I had a surge of confidence and was planning on leaving him. Suddenly, he woke up one morning and was drastically different. He went from a man who was angry every morning and angry when he came home from work to a sweet and loving man overnight. It's been 3 weeks, and I feel like I'm living in a dream. My husband admitted that his younger brother yelled at him for how he treats me. Recently, we were driving and my husband randomly admitted that his brother told him to treat me better. I was shocked because I didn't think that anyone noticed or thought of our relationship like that. My husband got confronted by my friend about his behavior while I wasn't there. My friend came into my daughter's room and told me she started telling him a thing or two about how she feels about him and that he started crying. He grumbled that I told my friend that he is a horrible person, so she was berating him. He just laid around while I cleaned, and then he said that she said something along the lines of he doesn't treat me well and that he should learn to grow up. He cried and started talking about how I make him do everything and that I'm such a liberal. I left him. What made me decide to leave was the fact that, despite him verbally abusing me, later threatening to physically abuse me, he acted like I was the one who needed to bend over and apologize to him. It was the fact that he was stomping around and acting like a child, yelling at me and my daughter, and making her feel anxious. I have a new job, new apartment at a new city. It's so freeing.